Download this code from codegive.com, link in the description below. Backend and Frontend Timeouts, a comprehensive tutorial with code examples. Timeouts are crucial for building robust and responsive web applications. They prevent applications from hanging indefinitely when network requests or operations take too long, leading to a better user experience and improved system stability. This tutorial delves into backend and front-end timeouts, explaining their mechanisms, configurations, and best practices with code examples in node.js, backend, and JavaScript, front-end. Part 1, Understanding Timeouts. Timeouts are essentially mechanisms that terminate operations after a specified duration. If the operation doesn't complete within the allotted time, the timeout triggers, resulting in an error or a default behavior. This prevents resource starvation and enhances responsiveness. Part 2, Backend Timeouts, node.js example. Backend timeouts primarily concern operations on the server side, such as database queries, API calls, and file processing. In node.js, we can implement timeouts using various techniques depending on the operation. 2.1 HTTP Server Timeouts *. Node.js's HTTP and HTTPS modules allow setting timeouts for incoming requests. This prevents long-running requests from blocking the server and consuming resources. In this example, a 5-second delay simulates a long-running request. However, the reqSetTimeout, 2000, sets a 2-second timeout. If the request doesn't respond within 2 seconds, the timeout function executes, sending a 408, request timeout, response. 2.2 Database Query Timeouts *. When interacting with databases, timeouts are crucial to prevent lockups. The specific timeout mechanism depends on your database system. For example, with PostgreSQL's PG library. This example demonstrates setting a timeout directly in the query parameters. The timeout option in the PG library specifies the timeout duration in milliseconds. 2.3 External API Call Timeouts *. When making requests to external APIs, example using Axios or Node Fetch, timeouts are essential to avoid indefinite waiting. Axios allows specifying a timeout in milliseconds. The catch block specifically checks for timeout errors, icon aborted, timeout. Part 3, Frontend Timeouts, JavaScript example. Frontend timeouts deal with the client-side experience. They're crucial for preventing the user interface from freezing while waiting for server responses. We usually use timeouts with XML HTTP request, older method, or fetch API, modern approach. 3.1 Fetch API with timeout *. The fetch API doesn't natively support timeouts, but we can implement them using a promise.race. This uses abort controller to cleanly abort the fetch request if the timeout expires. Promise.race ensures that the first promise to resolve, either the successful fetch or the timeout, determines the outcome. 3.2 Displaying timeout messages *. For a better user experience, implement visual feedback when a timeout occurs. This could involve displaying a loading spinner initially, then switching to an error message after the timeout. This typically involves updating the UI through JavaScript frameworks like React, Vue, or Angular. A simple example using plain JavaScript. Part 4, Best Practices. Appropriate timeout values * Choose timeout values based on the expected response times of your operations. Values that are too short may result in unnecessary errors, while values that are too long can lead to poor responsiveness. Retry mechanisms * Implement retry logic to handle transient network errors. Don't give up on the first timeout, attempt the operation again after a short delay. Exponential backoff strategies are commonly used for retries. Error handling. Thoroughly handle timeout and other errors to prevent application crashes and provide informative feedback to users. User feedback. Provide clear and timely feedback to users when timeouts occur, indicating that the system is working on the request or encountering issues. Centralized timeout configuration. Configure timeout values in a central location to facilitate easy management and modification. Conclusion. Properly implemented backend and frontend timeouts are crucial for building reliable and responsive web applications. This tutorial has explored various techniques for implementing timeouts in node.js and JavaScript. By understanding these concepts and best practices, you can significantly improve the user experience and robustness of your web applications. Remember to always adapt these code examples to fit your specific application needs and technology stack.